Welcome to another episode of Dilsestories. Today we have another special guest, Mr. Sriram Udhayab. How are
Hi,
you, sir?
I'm pretty good, sir. How are you?
Pretty good. Glad to connect with you. So,
Glad to
um,
connect to you too.
would you mind introducing yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, I am Sriram Udhayab. I live in Columbus, Ohio. Almost like 15 years I'm living in United States. A lot of different state. I moved for work, and then finally I settled down in Columbus, Ohio for like 9 to 10 years now. I'm living in here in an apartment around in Dublin, Ohio. So I basically came from Chennai. I worked there. My parents are still living there. So I grew up in Chennai, Tamil Nadu. So that's my base. Yeah, that's pretty much me. And then I came here for work. Basically, I do computer architect, like I work on Microsoft technologies. Basically, I do a lot of programming. So I started as a programmer and then I like moved, slowly up into the lead level. Like I'm currently a solution architect. I do like design, provide solution to the customers and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty much working on a company called HSO. I've been working on this company for 4 years now. Going good. So that's
Fantastic.
pretty simple. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. And I'm Dr. Parag Bharadwaj. So we'll jump right to it. And so tell me, you mentioned you're a computer architect. Did I get that right?
Mhm.
What?
That's
How
correct.
is that
Yeah.
different from somebody who like growing up? We heard of computer engineering, right? How is that different from
Right.
being a computer architect?
It's definitely different or how it means like, you have like, you call like civil engineers, right? Civil engineers. So they basically one point they may be like still they may be called as civil engineers. They may be called as architect at one point. The reason, once you gather your experience and stuff, you may there are a lot of engineers work for you. That's when you've been called as an architect, right? Or head of a civil engineer. I don't know the actual term there, but same way. I started as an engineer. Like I don't have a lot of experience. I studied in a college. I studied in NIT Trichy, National Institute of Technology in Trichy. So I started my career as a programmer. Like whatever they give me work, I just go there and program. So I don't know a lot of things. I just only concentrate on my program, write down and things like that. So when I've been into this field, I learned a lot of functionalities like customer experience. I do understand their business. You know what I mean? So that's when I started like providing solutions based on the technologies. So I chose my technology one point. I used to work on different things, Oracle, Salesforce, this, that, SQL Server, a lot of different things. One point I chose my technology. Microsoft is my technology. So I wanted to be like familiar on this and I want to be like more experienced person on that technology. So I did a lot of certification on there. At one point, uh, I've been programming, and then I've been like upgrading myself. And then I chose my technology back then, like Dynamics. Dynamics is growing, cloud is growing, right? Everybody moves to cloud. So I chose cloud. So when I moved to cloud, still I was programming. So at this point, looking back, 10 years, I was looking back, I learned a lot. I worked on so many different projects, so many different things, so many different clients and everything. Then they gave me, once now you're talking about providing solution. You know what I mean? You're not like just programming, whatever. So let's say Parag is my superior. He's giving me work. So I'm doing that. Now I started learning, I started understanding customers, what they want. How can I go back and approach them and then give them, solutions? So I become architect, you know what I mean? So slowly I started leading the team. I can able to, whenever the customer comes to me, I can provide estimations. So the simple thing is like the difference is like this way. Engineer just programs. They don't care about like estimating, budgeting, this, that, like they only care about like coding. So I care about estimating. providing the solution right on time, right on, budget, and then, satisfying with the proper coding, proper like reusable solutions. Like, let's say the customer want to do something, they can reuse my solution. You know what I mean? So those are all comes to my level, like reviewing the programming, sorry if it is too much, but that's
No, I get it.
yeah,
So basically, it's like, because I was thinking it's like an architect of a building, right? The architect doesn't go and put the bricks and mortars. Is that something somebody else does? But the
right.
architect oversees what's going on, is my understanding.
But
So you oversee the whole project,
basically we
the
provide
nuts and bolts of it.
solutions. That's what it is.
Mhm.
Reusable solutions. Or let me tell you this way. Microsoft gives you a technology. Like they give you a vanilla box. They install, hey, let's say I want a customer relationship management, right? I want to contact my customer. I want an email comes through, goes back, or whatever. So Microsoft provides you a solution. They have a system, so they install for you. But they cannot specifically install for Parag. They can only build system for everybody, right? Standard vanilla box. But I can, as a
Customize.
technology architect, I can customize for you.
Got it.
So I know in and out of the technology, so I can go and customize. That's where,
Very well.
like,
Very well
yes.
explained. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you for asking.
So enough talk about work.
Yeah,
We
I
are
get
we
it.
are we are here to talk about something else, right? So
Yes.
we are here to talk about another passion of yours,
Mhm.
that is photography.
Photography. Yeah.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what got you into photography, and how do you go about with your hobby?
So my hobby is like, this is started like this. I was in Yellowstone one point. There is a national park, better, like that's my United States first national park. So I went there one time. I had my cell phone with me. So with my friend and myself, we were there, and then like there are like some photographers taking pictures of moose with a baby. It's a beautiful part. It's a summertime. In the evening, I was looking at that guy. He's like almost like 60 years old. So he let me look at that moose and the baby through his camera. Like he got like big lens and camera and stuff, right? So I was looking through his viewfinder, the camera's viewfinder. The moose was like playing with the baby. That something caught me, like the happiness in his face, like how happy he was. He was telling me like, this is it, man. I'm gonna go back home. I print this and then put it in my living room every day, carry my coffee and look at this picture. I'll be like super happy. I was like, oh my God, how happy this makes him. And in childhood onwards, I'm really into wildlife, like listening to songs or listening to bird songs, or taking people photography with my phone or something, you know what I mean? So I was really kind of like looking a different way. So always like my eyes, so that's also like triggered me. This point I got triggered, like it's like almost 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. So I started there, I started like, why don't I can do this? Why can't I do this? Like I gotta do this, because this is, I know photography is from my childhood. I like it. So that triggered me, started there.
All right. So
Yeah,
tell us so how did you start? Did you say,
that's
okay,
a
I'm gonna buy a new camera,
that
or
is right. That is a great question, Parag. A lot of people ask me, like, did I buy my $20,000 camera right away? No. It's not answer. So this is how it started. So I really struggled in the beginning. Like I bought a point and shoot camera. Yeah, you're right. I went back, I came home, and then I asked questions because I have no knowledge, zero knowledge on cameras or lenses or anything. So I started with a point and shoot camera, like $1,000, because I don't want to put a big budget, because I don't know what is the difference, what is the megapixel or whatever. I don't have no idea on any technology on there. So I went back home, and then I was like, I don't want to spend a lot of money. And honestly, I don't know the difference between what the point and shoot going to do and what a big camera can do, what a small lens can do. I have no idea, right? Came back, So I spent $1,000. I bought like my first camera, P1000, Nikon P1000. It's like a point and shoot. So that's how I started. I went back to Yellowstone with that. And then so many other things, but I'm not happy with my pictures when I came back. I'm like, I was looking at some other pictures. I'm like, what is the difference? What am I doing? What's wrong am I doing? You know what I mean? So that's how it started. It's like it's 6 years ago, 7 years ago. So that was $1,000. So I was like, okay. So I was still digging, then asking friends, YouTubing, Googling, whatever I got to do. Then I was like, before my next trip, I bought like a 750, D750, a DSLR with the Tamron 150-600. Still, I don't want to spend a lot of money, but still I put like $2,500 or $3,000. So I bought that setup. Still, I'm not happy.
A Nikon again?
Nikon again. So I was not happy. But one of my picture was taken by that camera and a lens. You can see in my Instagram, a bear was standing like this. That's my first grizzly encounter. So I have no idea what I was doing. I just took a picture. The bear was standing like this. It was like really went popular on some of my, the other social medias, not on my Instagram, but other social media like Facebook groups and stuff. Because I was just a starter. Yeah.
All right. So wildlife is your forte, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you also played with, the kind of camera you wanted to use. So what are you using now?
I'm using a big guns now. So if you see me now, this is my
It's huge.
basically this is my girlfriend. You can call it. So I've been using Z9. I have been sponsored by, as of now, I've been sponsored by some people too. Some even coffee companies, Samsung, and even Nikon. Sometimes calls me and gives me some gears and stuff. They want me to go and do stuff. So I'm using the latest gear of Nikon Z9 is my camera, and then I'm using 600 f4. So this is my go-to cameras, like because as of now, what I do earlier days, I don't understand the habitat and stuff. Nowadays, I do understand the habitats of. I like to go understand the habitat of birds, and then wait for it, and then let them do their own thing, and then get the best picture. That's what I do now. So I basically wait. So if you see me, I go to a place like I don't get a picture like in a single day. Sometimes I go for 2 weeks to the same spot. Let them do their own thing. Then I get my best shots. You know what I mean? That's what I do. So to come to this point, I have another lens like 400 2.8. I have Z7 II, other cameras. That's what I used last year. Because last year Nikon introduced the Z9. Z9 is their flagship camera. This is like really amazing camera for tracking, like bird moves tracking and stuff like that. So this is the thing I'm using now.
So is it a mirrorless camera?
It's a mirrorless. It's their flagship. This is their high-end camera. It's like almost like $6,000 or something. The camera itself, the lens is another $13,000 plus tax, whatever. So,
Can you show us the lens again and the
yeah,
camera?
sure.
Because I want the audience to see the mirrorless cameras.
This is my mirrorless
Yeah,
camera.
one thing unique is that it's because the mirrorless cameras actually are smaller than the
Right.
traditional.
This is they say it's smaller, but I have my other Z7 II is smaller, but a lot of wildlife photographers, they like the grip. Let me open the camera alone so you can see, right? So this is it. This is the camera, right? So this is Z9. So what the difference is, like, you don't see the DSLR hanging out outside, so you don't see any more shutter on this camera. So no shutter, it's an electronic shutter. So it means lifetime is going to work. There is no lifetime for this camera, in other words. So there is no mechanical parts inside, right? That's the advantage of mirrorless. And another thing, whatever you see, the viewfinder is so brilliant on the mirrorless camera. So whatever you see, you can see like bigger, like really like nice way. So whatever you see from viewfinder, that's what you're going to get it on your camera.
It's amazing.
DSLR is not the same. What you see in your viewfinder may be different on what your picture. So that's the difference. So honestly, guys, like I don't edit a lot of my pictures. I just try to give out of box. Can you believe it? So I'm doing very less process nowadays.
Yeah, I was going to ask you later, but so just to
Mhm.
make sure that the audience understands the processing, what you're talking about is the use of softwares to enhance your pictures, right? And so
Right,
what you're saying is your camera is so good, you really
right.
don't need to process your
Do a lot of
pictures.
process. I do
Yeah.
still do, but I
Okay.
don't do a lot of processing. Yeah. So
You
most of my
know,
process. Sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead, go ahead.
No, my processing is very simple. I download my pictures, upload in Lightroom, and then do like a little bit color correction or something. That's it. Pretty much, Adobe Express is another thing for my video processing. So I do video processing through my Adobe Express. Like, what kind of processing I do there? I don't do anything there either. Like, I only trim my videos because I don't want to bore people. The bird can sit for 1 hour. I may take a video for 1 hour, right? So what I do, like, I only want the 10 seconds, when the bird do something. So I'll turn around or do, if you see owls are like closing and opening their eyes, that's the moment. You get like 2 seconds when they do that. Or shaking their body, few seconds. But to take that, you gotta wait for an hour. They're not gonna move. Owls are not gonna move like for an hour. They can sit like they can tease you.
Yeah,
They can bore
because
you.
it sounds like you're it's very similar to being like a sniper, right?
Yes,
You're just
exactly.
waiting and waiting and waiting.
Waiting. Don't even if you see me in one of my videos, the owl was shaking. You can see like the feathers are flying. You know how long? I've been like 2 years. I want to do that.
Wow.
2, 3 years I'm trying that. I couldn't able to do it because when they do that, you may not be focusing, or you may be talking to someone, or you not you basically you're not ready. You miss it. I'm like, oh my god, I missed it. So finally one day I was like recording, and then he did that.
That's great.
So
So
yeah,
you know, we do live in some amazing times, right? I remember when I was younger, we had to use film,
right.
and you had to pay for each film, and each film had limited number of pictures that you could
Right.
take. And now with these cameras, you could just take any number of pictures, right?
That is right.
So we are very fortunate, and then even the phones have great cameras nowadays.
That is
Uh,
correct.
of course, your camera is a different level, but even the cameras that come with the phones can do some amazing stuff.
That is
What?
right. Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you were right. Like the one thing I wanted to add, mirrorless are lifeless. Like not lifeless. The lifetime is like we don't know. DSLR had its lifetime, right? So maybe 100,000 clicks. The mechanical shutter may fail. That's when the mirrorless came in. So there is no electronic shutter, so you can take pictures as much as you want or video you want. You know what I mean? So that's when its life is amazing. Film, yeah, we had to be very careful how much money we are spending when we are doing the film. But the big difference is there is no noise in film. When you do a photography, there is no noise. There is no only black. You go to the dark room and then you process your image. There is no more correction. But here, you gotta do your video or like photograph below 2000 ISO. That's when your picture is gonna be great. So most of my pictures or videos or I do lesser than like 2000 ISO. That's my max ISO. Even it's like a really brilliant camera or whatever, I try to like keep my ISO pretty low. So that gives you really clear, noiseless pictures, videos. Yeah.
Yeah, but and these cameras have their own technology, right? So once you have your
Yes.
basic settings in place,
Right.
the good thing with these cameras, from what I understand, is they can do a lot of stuff for you that you want?
Not really. That is not true speech, actually. That's what everybody thinks, like the camera can do everything. No, they're not. They're not gonna do. End of the day, like it's just a technology, right? Technology can work in sometimes they don't. But honestly, it does do some extent for me. Like, earlier days, I use the DSLR camera when I use the 850, D850. You have tracking system. Let's say the bird flies, right? So you want to track the bird. So you got to move. You got to track on your own, right? Now, with this technology, what happens once you spotted the bird and the bird moves, the camera, you can see a box moves with so it tracks on its own. So you don't need to do all these things, but it's also luck. It also has to work with the lighting. The bird should be a bigger one, or it has a bigger eye, or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's not moving really fast. So your camera is a camera still. It's not going to be like everything. So
Right,
yeah,
right. No, I understand, but I think you do get some more assistance now with the current cameras
exactly.
than you did
That
in
that
the
is true.
past.
That is true.
That
Yeah,
was what I was
the
trying to
assistant
get
is
at.
great. Yeah,
Yeah. So let's actually share some of your pictures with the audience so that they get a
sure.
flavor of what it's all about. Uh,
So when you're sharing this, I want to say like I started like a couple years Instagram, couple years ago. I was like 0 followers. Now I become 100,000 followers. I'm so thankful to Parag. You identified. You called me. That is great.
of course. So you
Yeah,
can see this one, right?
that is a short-eared owl. Yep.
Yeah. So what's the story behind it?
So the short-eared owls in migrates every year during winter to Ohio, right? So to Ohio or East Coast, a lot of East Coast, you can see the short-eared owl. They're pretty easy to see. They also like try to hunt during the dusk time. Like, let's say during winter, you get like your sunlight goes away like 6 o'clock in the evening, right? Here in Ohio. So they start like hunt like around 5:30 or 6 or 7, something like that. So that's the time you gotta go to prairie fields where you can find them, but it's also like you gotta visit so many times.
Yeah, I'm
So
sure.
it's not gonna happen in a single day. So this is one of the fortunate day. The owl was like hunting, and then he was looking at me and then flying like this. So I was like, I almost ready with my camera. So this is shot using my Z9, the same camera, but the lens is 402.8.
Got it.
So I use a different lens. The 2.8 gives you more light. So my shutter speed is like 1,000. So usually when the bird flies or doing action, 1,000 is the recommended shutter speed. So I think my ISO is like I said, it's 2,000. So I kept as much as low as possible. So I took the shot. I think I got like bunch of shots because Z9 can process 20 shots per second.
Wow, that's amazing.
1 second, one click, I can take 20 shots. You know what I mean? So one of the best shot, like where the owl looking at you, open his wings, that's best, right? So I shared
Yeah,
it in my Instagram. Yeah.
it's an amazing shot. Like you look at the clarity of the eyes,
Yeah.
and
So
of course,
beautiful.
it's looking straight at you.
The
And
challenge in this,
yeah,
one, a lot of people takes with the sky behind, right? The
right,
challenge I want to do is like I want the Ferrari. Like
right.
if you see below the Ferrari
You can see
field,
it.
so
Yeah, you
I
can see.
just want to get that. Yeah,
Yeah, and the wings, you got the perfect. Like the shutter speed is perfect because you can tell that the wings are flapping. Right, the motion is captured,
that's
and
correct. Yeah.
it's amazing. And then this one again, I love this picture. Look at the
It's
clarity,
just
the
the
eyes.
long-eared owls are my favorite thing.
Yeah,
So long-eared owls are really what do you call? They are really shy. They hide really well. They don't like they are like nocturnal. They like nocturnal, right? They like to hunt during dusk, like shortly. But these guys lives like group. Like they roost in a big tree, like in a group. But they don't migrate too much up to Ohio. So I during winter I used to travel to Minnesota. Like I try to find owls in Minnesota, right? So Minnesota is one of the amazing place for owls. If you guys don't know, so I go to Minnesota. So there is a specific spot. I went there. It's winter, like almost like 6:30 or 7. Almost like knee deep snow. This owl came out, like, so I wear my snowshoe and all whatever winter clothes. You know how Minnesota winter is like. It's like -15, -20 sometimes. You will be like freezing. Your nails or your sorry, like your fingers will be like feeling. You can feel the pain. So what I do, I take pictures. I ran back to my car. I use my thermals or whatever. It's amazing. I got like plenty
Yeah.
of long-eared owl pictures. I think if you guys go through my Instagram, yeah.
Yeah, please go through his Instagram. He's got some amazing pictures, and I just picked a few.
Yeah,
And thanks for
long-eared
giving
owls.
permission
Yeah, yeah.
to share
It's
these
a
with the
great
audience.
choice. You liked it.
I mean, look at this. Look at this one. I mean, talk about camouflage, right?
Right, like actually, it's so funny you chose this. Even if you see I think I posted like I said like it is. I thought it's a trunk, right? I actually passed through. This is in again Minnesota. So during winter, great gray owls migrates, and then you can see a lot of them. Not a lot of them. You gotta go there. Sometimes, some people are like told me they travel there like 10 years, they never seen owl. So I'm really good at spotting owls. Actually, I honestly birds. I spot them really good. So
Yeah,
I
you
went there. It's a drive-through. It's called Zagzim Bog. It's a bog. These owls hang in an area called bog. Bog is another wooded area. So earlier you saw a prairie owl. This is a bog owl, like wooded area they like to hang, right? So this owl, they come out. These owls can listen, hunt. They have poor eyesight. So that's why they come at eye level and then wait for listen for the mice or something. Then they dive and then hunt. So they like to sit like trunks like this. So they camouflage really good. So I was
yeah, it's
passing through. I was like, did I see owl now, or is it just trunk?
no, you're right.
Look at
You got to be a
it's like,
great you got to be a great spotter, to be able to take great pictures.
yeah, it is. A
It's
lot
a
of
wildlife.
people, definitely miss him.
Yeah, yeah. And look at this. I love the sun in the eye. It's this glaring
This is
eyes.
our, this is our uh, black-shouldered kite. It's one of the friendliest bird I can say. So
Really.
if you know, Rajasthan is really. This is in India, so not here. So I traveled to India this January, so that's when I took this picture. So Rajasthan is like one of the raptor paradise, I can say. So many amazing raptors. I still had to share a lot of my pictures from India, a lot of raptor pictures. I haven't got time to process. By the time I got here, I got like songbird migration, so I'm busy on that. So this is pretty much you can see all over India, but like also like in Rajasthan, you can easily find him. So, so I was there. I got like really good shot of him. Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. And look at the clarity of this one.
So this
The
is
reflection
Neil
from the
Tawa.
eye. Yeah.
Neil Tawa. I gotta thank my guide for this because in India, what I did, I went with my guide. So India is like really difficult place to bird alone. So not like US, US is a little easier. Like you can drive around your own, you can go to any spot you want. But this is like up in Uttarakhand. So my bird guide, he took me around, and then we both spotted. This guy was like came up. We listened the song, and then he came out and then popped and looked at me.
Look at the
It's
look
called
at the feathers. Amazing, amazing
Neem
clarity.
Tawa, electrical blue, I can call it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
And this one, look at the contrast. Very nice
Yeah.
with the white and the red.
The snow.
Yeah, it's
This is
amazing.
called pine grosbeak. So pretty bird. It's a male. Females are like yellowish. Uh, like any songbird, males are like really beautiful.
Yeah.
In the raptor side, females are bigger. females are like bigger than male. So they are like dominate in the raptors. Yeah.
Amazing pictures. Yeah, I would definitely encourage our viewers to check out your Instagram page. Here it is. And please, it's a treat. It's a treat to watch the pictures that you've posted.
It's a great to meet you too. Thank you for choosing me, talking to me.
Of course,
Yeah,
of course. You know, the thing is, I think there is another aspect to photography because you spend a lot of time, right? You spend a lot of
that I
time.
do. That I do.
Yeah,
Uh, as soon as I complete my work, I just ran to a park. That's it. I just check every tree I can. So that's what I do. Like in US, it's really beautiful when the songbird migration happens during April till May. So 2 months you can see the migration happening. So that is a really beautiful time. So this country also has a lot of diversity. Some places are really good for owls. Some places are really good for songbirds. Some places are good for waterfowl. Yeah, it's kind of like some places really good for bears. So so I like to, so much things to see here too. But honestly speaking, India has like amazing colors. The birds color exotic.
right.
The raptors are like fantabulous. So yeah, I'm going to visit India again like this January and do some birding. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not as good as you are, but I can share some places where I just happened to
Yeah.
pass by a bird sanctuary and it was great. Um, yeah, and I find photography to be very therapeutic because
Very peaceful.
yeah, it's peaceful and for somebody like me, I'm very busy with work and sometimes I see something and I just take a picture and
Right.
that those few seconds or just a minute, you just
That is
reset
correct.
your mind. And I always say, uh, beauty is all over. It's all around us. It's just waiting to
That
be
is correct.
noticed, right?
Right.
So when you
Uh-huh.
take a picture, then you really say, "Oh my God, what you captured
Mm,
in a picture is actually something amazing." That sometimes we just take for granted
that
when
is
we
correct.
just
Yeah.
pass by things. Yeah. So, what is your dream location or dream picture? What animal or bird do you want to take a picture of or capture?
So my dream location. I gotta travel all over the world for sure. But currently, my dream location is India for sure. Because the raptors that I seen in India is like something that is. I'm so obsessed with raptors, owls, like raptors, like hawks, eagles, and stuff. So I also wanted to visit Alaska here in the US. Still, it's pending. Mm, but even though like the big animals like bears, moose, all these things are fascinating, for me, birds are something, like completes me. Like I'd be so happy if I see a bird, whatever it is. But raptors are like so amazing because the way that they hunt, the way that they live, if you watch them, you'll understand, what I'm saying. They're so majestic.
Got
Owls
it.
are so majestic. The way that they live, fantastic. You can see, like one of my video I posted, a hawk killing a squirrel. He's not eating him alive. He's killing him first because he don't want to give him a horrible death. He first killing him, making sure he's dead, then only he started eating him. So the moral they have is like so amazing to watch.
Well, I look forward to hearing more from you and sharing more
Yeah,
stories
sure.
with the audience. Thank you very much for your time and safe travels to India and other destinations that you want to go to.
Thank you,
And
Parag.
wish
Thank you
you
so much.
best. And this has been awesome.
Absolutely. Look forwarding, like more pictures. Thank you so much for meeting with me. Yeah.
Thank you.